Hey, what's up, guys? OcTaViDaL checking in with my fucking weird looking hat. I don't know. I don't care. All right, so I'm sitting here in bed, and I definitely am sick. I got a cold on New Year's, and you can tell I'm nappy. My hair's all fucking uncombed. I'm looking not so good. I'm sick. I got maybe bronchitis. I don't know, too. And anyway, I got bored and I wanted to do this video, even with the cold. Well, I got some responses after I did. I don't know. I decided to go back on my Facebook, one of them anyway. I got like 3 Facebook pages, and I don't know. I got locked out of a couple of them, and then one I did. I figured it out how to get back in it, and then I'm not really into Facebook, but it is a platform, and all that shit's a platform. So I want to talk about really quick. Let's make this real efficient. Aside from the coughing. All right, so I got a bunch of, I made a bunch of new friends. They, people that believe in aliens and extraterrestrials, like I do. But they're so lost. Some of them are a lot of them are Muslims and shit. I'm like, they're trying to sell me on their religion, but they're using the fucking alien thing on their fucking profile. So right away, I know this bullshit, because what they're doing is I hate religion. Okay, I can fucking stand it, but they're using that to try to lure people into a religion. It's a straight brainwash. Okay. All right, so I'm telling the guy this. One of the guys was talking to me, trying to sell me on how everything is. I'm like, no, bro, look, you're trying to sell me on information, but I will tell you how it is, okay? Because in my case, I feel I was abducted and downloaded downloaded information into my brain. Because I believe I have what you would call, knowledge about things that I shouldn't have. Like mechanics and stuff like that and technical shit. And, I could sit there and try to expose it on my channel. It would probably get me a visit by somebody, okay? So I don't do that. I have said some things in reference to, like, some design ideas I got and stuff, but that's here nor there. So anyway, this guy, he's trying to sell me on all this shit. I'm like, dude, listen, I'm not necessarily a super bright guy, okay? I was dead 15 minutes at birth. And, but I do have a high IQ, but it's pointless because there's no way. I don't even have a 7th grade education. So what I'm trying to say is I'm smart, but in a different kind of way. Like I cannot get lost, stuff like that. I got all kinds of weird quality things about me that, don't belong in me, but are there anyway. When I was like 7 years old, took a flight to see my aunt. Maybe I was 9. I don't know. It was all by myself. My mom did this. Flew to visit my aunt, and I found my way home from the bus stop, or to her home, by a taxi. And I had only been there once, maybe twice before, and it was outside of the city. Taxi driver brought me there, because I gave him directions. And he's like, so you've been here before? I was like, yeah, but I don't know how to get there, but street name wise, but I can get you there by telling you where to go. So that's how my mind is. My mind will be able to get places. I've never been lost. So think about it. I have never been lost. What does that mean, though? Have I ever been lost in other ways? No. That's what I'm good at. I'm not lost. People confuse me with a mentally ill person all the time. And I have a hospital bed type thing here. But it's actually just a kick-ass fucking bed. All right, so, and I can change, whatever. So anyway, I try to explain to him, look, you're trying to sell me on information, and I'm trying to tell you or give you information that was downloaded to me. It's not from me personally. See, but people that don't speak fluent English, they don't know exactly what you're saying through the translation, or maybe they're just English isn't that good. If they're Muslim or Arab, they're not going to understand. I'll be honest with you, I generally don't talk to too many Arabs, okay? But there are a shitload of them trying to lure people in with the alien shit, okay? So just be wary of that, guys, all right? Because they don't know fucking squat either. All religions are brainwash mechanisms. The universe is not created by God. There's no control mechanism here. You cannot try to tell me, and he did. He said, so who created the universe? I'm like, what are you talking about? Who created the universe? Who had to have created? There is no creator. And he said, well, you're an atheist. I'm like, yeah, I'm an atheist. I used to be a agnostic. Now I'm an atheist. But no disrespect to you. If you feel like you want to believe what you do, go right ahead. But I feel you are brainwashed like everyone else in religion, period. Doesn't matter what religion. I don't care if you're a Buddhist. I don't give a fuck what you are. You're brainwashed. All right? Big Bang. Let's just go right into it. The Big Bang, quantum static charge, which killed an organic entity, which is our universe. It used to be 100% alive. Now it's been zapped by something equivalent to a quantum bug zapper. The entire universe got flashed and sanitized, like Mount St. Helens, around that area. But years later, shit is starting to grow back. Yeah, the place has got wildlife again. It's, plenty of shit's growing there now. Not a lot, but as it used to be, but some. Okay, that is the same as our universe. The same thing is going on with our universe. It's trying to recover. It used to be one singular organic entity. Now it's a multitude of microplex of, organic materials like us and stuff. In other words, the bacteria that's eating the dead corpse of the once secular organic entity. So think of yourself as a bacteria, eating or if you will, I guess you could consider it. We may be a good bacteria. I'll be honest with you. I'm not, I'm pretty sure that you cannot really know for sure if we're a bad bacteria or a good bacteria, but the point is you will never know because the timeline, linear time, has confused many people, do not know how to quantify what is going on. So, because our timelines will never give us that edge for that kind of knowledge. But that is the case. And that's why there's a vacuum in our universe, because it's not, it's something that happens when you have a quantum static charge. Everything dies, creates a vacuum, and then anything that comes back to life is not in a vacuum, like our planet, planets with atmospheres, it's stuff like that. Then you eventually start to gain some knowledge. But the truth of the matter is, my knowledge is not my knowledge. However, I have managed to use my mind to coexist with the downloaded information I got. And so I can communicate with that back and forth. But the truth of the matter is, there is no explosion that created the universe. There is no God. There is, however, a more or less CEO of terraforming, which is God, at least as far as you guys know. But God doesn't mean the same thing. In their language, God means the president, literally, of the company. Yes. You heard me right. Of the company. Yes. That's right. Yes. Listen, guys. He is not all powerful. He didn't create the universe. He didn't create, he put together this world like a landscaper. Like, somebody who goes and designs somebody's yard and then puts in all the potted plants and shit and stuff and makes their yard look a certain way. Same fucking thing. He's a terraformer, man. Jesus was a reanimated adult that had been given the opportunity to come here to set us in a kind of a moral compass, but also to keep us from thinking too much, even though our brains have been modified not to think too much. The aliens, a couple of them will come here from time to time. They're more like roving biker gangs. They're separate from the main artery of extraterrestrials, kind of like a roving biker gang, whether they're good or bad, I really don't know. But I can tell you this. To us, they're not going to be mean. We don't mean anything to them. They're likely just going to help us out because they have also had their problems with the extraterrestrials that they are of the same kind of extraterrestrial of a particular kind, not necessarily of the ones that terraformed here, which in reality aren't even human, but they use humans because we are a genetic stock and we have to be farmed and kept alive. Now, we are an overpopulation, so we are put on a planet where there's solar rays and possible dangers. It's not the best place for us, but it's because we're an overpopulation, that's where they put you on planets for that. Because, you know, you're secondary, third class, fourth class, fifth class, genetics. So they're not going to put you in the best places. And that's what we think is the best place, Earth, is actually third and fourth fucking class. Shit. You know, any other extraterrestrial would pass us. We're rural, too. We are out in the middle of a place where a lot of extraterrestrials aren't interested. However, there is what you would refer to as a road in, you know, a location where they travel. And this planet is kind of like a sightseeing location as well for them. So it's not like, you know, we're too far out because of that. Well, when I say road, what I mean is their the way they travel through dimensions and space-time is using certain parts of space, and we just happen to be in one of those areas, you know, where one of the on-ramps is to the road, or highway rather. Okay, so anyway, so like most of the time they're just passing by us. Okay, but once in a while, some extraterrestrials have an interest to look at us. There's other extraterrestrials too coming from other places that if they don't have permission to come here, there could be, you know, there could be literally space war, just like in fucking Star Wars. So I mean, they're always trying to protect this area, but there's only so much they can do. It's kind of like the homeless take over a fucking a bunch of nice areas, and now nobody wants to go there. All right. So and what I mean by that is, they are trying to maintain this place, but there's only so much power even they have to do that. Because other extraterrestrials have a lot of power. They're not as politically inclined to get along, if you want to call it that, sociologically or whatever, mentally, or just based on their technology and the way they communicate or deal with things. So we're always in danger. And because we're in a more or less rural area, the moon is a spacecraft that was parked here. And is part of the terraforming, actually, to keep the planet oscillating and filtered properly with the with the gravity and so forth, the tug. And so that is also a weapons depot. And inside the moon, it's a fucking spaceship. The regolith is just a cover. It's like wearing a jacket. No, it's camouflage, actually. It's just camouflage. But anyway, so you can tell, because if you look at the giant craters on the moon, they don't go real far down. There's a reason for that. There's a reason they don't go real far down. It's because they can't. There's a interdimensional buffer underneath the regolith to prevent meteors from going any further. It's actually a subdimensional buffer is what it is. It's kind of like protects their spacecraft from giant meteors. Now, the smaller meteors can hit into the regolith and dig a pretty good crater on the moon. A nice scoop mark, but the bigger ones cannot. That's just the bottom line. So for a fact, based on that, logistically, without me having downloaded information, you can figure out there's something in the moon, and it's being protected. Now, can we go to the moon? They might let us, but it's going to be a Pacific, it's going to be Pacific to a certain area. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, you can. And besides, it's dangerous. The moon, you remember, it's kind of like a Death Star. It's a spacecraft though, but it's not something you want to be cruising near or landing on. All right. Now, yes, they let us go over there and visit it initially. They wanted to probably give us the penny tour back in the day. Some of our covert people probably have a lot of information about that. But the truth of the matter is, and certain information I haven't been privileged to, but I in regards to that, how our military, how much they know in regards to the aliens. But I will tell you this, Mars, they will let us go to. And you know what is on Mars? A lot of good presence. A lot of technology from other civilizations that were in the process of helping terraform this location, which was primarily primarily a human construction project, but they had other extraterrestrials working with them. The humans were given the job, though. It's not like they sought it out and, all that. The other extraterrestrials gave us humans the job to terraform the planet Earth and put the extra overpopulation of humans on it. And that's what we are. And there's a lot of planets like that where they have an overpopulation of second, third, and fourth and fifth class kind of genetics. And they have to do that because they just don't have the room. Even as big as they are, they don't have the room. You'd be surprised how many fucking humans they got. All right. So there you go, guys. God does not exist. However, there is a CEO, quote, / president, unquote, of a terraforming firm, maybe just like out of a science fiction. Motorset Jr., the author, he made a book once, and when I read it, that guy may have been influenced a little too, that author. He writes science fiction, though. And science fictions, you remember, guys, science fictions are slow dissemination anyway. And once you guys realize that there's nobody running things, this isn't fucking Wizard of Oz with some guy behind a curtain, However, there are aliens that don't want us in their business as well, so they got to keep us a little bit separate from them. They're too vastly more, they're, first of all, it's very dangerous to get involved with the technologies involved. So if humans were to get their hands on some of the shit they got, we could destroy a lot of shit. So that's why we are second, third, and fourth hand genetics, because we are only modified, our brains rather, by them, modifying. They can modify us just like a machine in no time at all. Just like you have a scooter that's only 50 cc's, you can bring it up to 70 cc's, by getting rid of the governor or whatever the fuck it is. So, they have to regulate our growth. There you go, guys.